Before we leave our campsite in the morning, we always take Akira for a long walk so she also gets her exercise. Earlier, we were bragging that we were very aware of what our truck and truck camper can handle. Well, if you hit 2 potholes in a row on either side of the truck, it goes bad in a hurry. Our left front camper tie-down came loose and the mounting point on the truck bent open. Luckily, we carry some spare parts and tools, so it was fixed in a heartbeat. After cleaning up the inside of our truck camper and putting everything back where it belongs, we were on our way again. High on our list was the Schaefer Trail. We have seen several pictures and videos of it, and it really has that wow effect on us. This is a proper starter off-road trail that you can tackle with almost every high clearance vehicle in dry condition. So we started with dropping our tire pressures. With our last experience from that morning in the back of our mind, we went slow and looked for potholes of any sorts. The first 5 kilometers went well, but after that the road was getting worse with big rocks, ledges and holes. The truck had no problem with it, but the camper, being so top heavy, was rocking pretty bad. So better safe than sorry. We returned back to the Gold Bar campground and unloaded our camper. Second attempt. Without the camper, we drove up the Schaefer Trail from Potash Road on the Moab side. Without the camper, our suspension is pretty stiff, so we were rocking pretty good in our seats.
Roepje, hoe vind je de Schaefer Trail?
Starting from this side of the trail, it gives you time to find a rhythm in navigating the bumpy road. Canyons you pass and the rocks you see want to make you stop all the time to make pictures and videos. From the valley floor, you have a good view of Dead Horse Point and Canyonlands. Going up the switchbacks, we put the truck in 4-wheel drive low, not for traction, but this Cummins engine has so much torque that we could idle our way up the steep incline without shifting gears all the time. We stopped at the top, where you have a marvelous view of the switchbacks that hug the side of the mountain. It's also the canyon we crossed to come up here. We drove the same way back as we came because we had to get the camper. Going down, our Cummins in 4-wheel drive low and the engine brake slowed us down so good that we hardly had to use the brakes. If you're in Canyonlands or the Moab area with a suitable vehicle, Don't go home without driving the Schaefer Trail. This road is amazing. It was time to say goodbye to Moab. We will be back another day. We drove south on Highway 191. Monument Valley was on our radar. After a couple of hours, we saw the turnoff for the Needles Overlook Point. The views from the road are spectacular in every direction. We had lunch on one of the benches and soaked in the landscape. Our goal was set for today, Valley of the Gods. This scenic sandstone valley near Mexican Head is unique and beautiful at the same time. The combination of towering rock formations in the middle of an open desert looks exactly like Monument Valley, but without the crowd. The 17-mile road that runs through the Valley of the Gods is unpaved and can be rough, narrow and steep at some points. There are no facilities, and that's right up our sleeve. We stopped at one of the large pullouts that double as camp spots and set up camp. It was windy, but behind the cover of our camper, we soaked in the views with a fresh coffee in our hands. When the wind settled, we explored the area by foot and enjoyed the ever-changing landscape.
Making bread?
Yes.
Did you do that before in the camper?
No.
No?
No.
What kind of bread are you making?
Sandwich bread. Step 1, and when you come back, it's step 2.
So Roop, what's going on?
What's going on? Well, we did the first rice, and did pretty good actually. So, I'm gonna shape it now for the second time.
It looks pretty professional.
Well, Sally's bakery recipe.
Okay. So which step is this?
The final step.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
We slowly continued to trek through the Valley of the Gods. This everlasting landscape was blowing our mind. On the one side you have the open desert, and just across the other, towering sculptures of rock formations and sandstone towers. You will find formations with all kinds of appealing names, like Battleship Rock, Rooster Butte, or Lady in the Bathtub. And with little imagination you will see why they are called that way. The next step on our road trip was the Moki Dugway. This steep unpaved road with tight switchbacks is literally carved out of the side of the mountain. The road was constructed to haul uranium ore from the mine to the processing mill and is now a thrilling attraction for tourists. On our way to Monument Valley, the wind started to pick up. But first we had to make pictures at the Forrest Gump point. It's well marked, but you have to be careful for people jumping on the road that want to make that perfect picture. When we made it finally to Monument Valley, the people in the ticket booth were not very welcoming, and indicating that we could not go in the park with the truck and the camper. There were many sharp rocks sticking out of the rock wall and the camper was too high. We had to book a tour, they said. We were ready to turn around and leave, but we always wanted to see Monument Valley. So we unloaded the camper in heavy winds and left it on the parking lot. We drove into the park with just the truck. Maybe it was us, as we were not on our best after the ticket booth incident, but we found Monument Valley nice, but not as spectacular as we had seen in our research or on TV. To be honest, Valley of the Gods was more spectacular to us. Leaving Monument Valley, the wind had really picked up and we encountered a real sandstorm. We took it slow and continued our way.